you want to be a high value man, if you want to get to that apex level as fast as you can, that's it. How is that not the best way to go about it? Okay. So the point of that whole tweet, which was basically a throwaway tweet that everyone started like snowballing into something else. I've got Ben Shapiro coming at me. I got Matt Walsh coming at me. I got Lauren Chen coming at me. I got all these people off of Daily Wire because it was just easy, low hanging fruit for these guys because they think that that's what the fucking manosphere is all about. And it's not. Okay. That was not fucking advice. Everything that is on Twitter.
Yes, it was. Bro, you don't get to just pretend like you shout out the tweet, but then you didn't want nothing to do with it. Literally, like you said, these are the 8 things to become a high value man. That was quite literally advice.
He's the godfather of the red pill?
Supposed to be. And so I guess he put out a tweet saying that there were steps to become a high value man in your early 20s. And one of them, which has become very controversial, is he's telling young men to get a vasectomy.
What? In their 20s?
Yeah. And so now he's going back because I guess he's been called out about this, is that he's saying that this is not advice. It was just, hypotheticals or whatever he wants to say. But people are starting to give him pushback. And to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff that he's been saying has been just questionable. You have somebody that's in their 50s, and the things that he's preaching is not what he's doing himself. He's married and has, from my understanding, at least a daughter, if not some children. But then he's trying to tell all these young people how they can become a high value man and then, sleep with a lot of women, how to have game women. And the thing is that from looking at and reading his past is that he didn't have much game women himself to begin with. And so now he's had this epiphany, I guess, since he's been married for all these years and has had these kids, on how to be a player.
That was not fucking advice. Everything that is on Twitter is not advice. Okay.
Was that a joke?
No, it was not necessarily a joke, but it's like, let's just say it's a hypothetical, okay? It's showing you. Now, listen, hypothetical for just 5 seconds, okay? This is no joke here because everything that's come out of both of you guys' mouth has been nothing but distraction and misdirection because it's easy clicks for you. So here's the whole thing.
This nigga got tight.
The one thing that always gets me with him is that he seems very petty. Anybody that goes against anything that he has to say, he really gets very emotional. And one of the tenets that I thought of being a high value man is being able to control your emotions, which he has consistently shown to not be able to do. Mm-hmm. And so you have this guy that's in his 50s. I don't know. He looked like he might 40s, be in his maybe? No, he's well out of his 40s.
Is he?
Yeah, he's well out of his 40s. But you have him, and what he's doing right now is he's arguing with a guy that's in his early to mid 20s and another guy is in his early to mid 30s. How mature is that? If what you say and the tenets of what you are quote unquote preaching can stand the test of time, then you shouldn't have to argue with people about it. You should be able to just put your ideas and your points out there and then just let people debate them and see how strong they are. Mm-hmm. But being that you have to get so emotional about them,
you get defensive.
Yeah, get so defensive. It's like a lot of the stuff that you're saying is BS.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man. You guys are fucking
because it's your tweet.
It doesn't matter what I say as a high value man because everybody takes this. The point of the tweet is that everybody is going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
What if a high value man is having 12 kids when you're 16? Then your tweet doesn't work, does it? What if your definition of a high value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22? Then it also high value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
My point is that high value man. You gave a list of 8 things. Do these 8 things to become a high value man. Do 1 through 8 to become A, and you're not defining what A is.
The fastest way to becoming a high value man.
I swear to God, I actually think he's brain dead.
Yes, he's dumb, bro.
And you and it's on. You know what's funny? It's like everything you say sounds good when you say it to people that agree with you, but once you say it to niggas that don't agree with you, like the shit begins to crumble. Like it doesn't hold up to scrutiny, bro. He's asking good questions.
I mean, they're good, like basic fundamental questions. And what's even scarier is that we've gotten this deep into this whole red pill manosphere space, and one of the fundamental foundational members of the manosphere cannot answer a very basic question to him. What does it mean to be a high value man? What is that? What does that?
Okay, so here are these sentences. Do not get married. Number 1. Number 2, avoid family creation. Number 3, vasectomy in your 20s. Number 4, lift consistently. What the hell does it have to do with becoming a high value man? Number 5, eliminate all sedations. Number 6, learn game and networking. Okay, what does learning game have to do with becoming a high value man? I mean, just to be honest with you, what does learning game with females have to do with becoming a high value man? And networking. And here's the thing, you could be networking, but if you're networking with the wrong people, it's like you're wasting your time. There's a lot of people that network. There's a lot of people. Look, you can call, hanging out in the hood networking. Play to your strengths, build wealth. Very generic. Play to your strengths and build wealth.
Yeah. I mean, the people who are wealthy are usually playing to their strength.
But I'm just saying, it's like play to your strengths. What is playing to my strengths is playing basketball out on the basketball court every day. What is that's playing to my strengths?
Well,
it's very generic. Is what I'm saying. It's like there's no meat.
People.
Yeah, but there's no meat and potatoes right here. This is just like.
But I mean, that's just the obvious. Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, I suck at hockey. You know what? I'm going to go try to be a pro hocky player. No, you're going to do what you excel at if you're trying to make money. I mean,
but you're telling this to 20-year-olds, and most of these 20-year-olds that you're telling this to,
like,
obviously,
video games,
obviously don't have any direction anyway. Because the thing is, you're telling this to 20-year-olds, and they're listening to this online, so they obviously don't have a strong social system that they're listening to you online, which means that they probably don't have fathers
if they're
or
listening
dads.
to him.
Yeah, and resist easing up on your focus. Yeah.
Easing up. Oh, so stay focused.
I mean,
That's basically what he's trying to say. Two words.
That'd have been better to say that.
Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize.
When I'm talking about get a vasectomy, or don't be concerned with.
I like how when he's mad, his glasses get uneven on his nose. You see?
Let him finish. Okay, I'm really mad about this, bro.
Shall we keep going? Are we just gonna have jokes thrown in here?
Really heated about this.
Is that what I get to? Is that what I get to deal with? Okay, so here's the deal.
Please advice.
So here's okay. First off, this is not advice. Everything that is on my show or is on Twitter is not automatically advice. Now, but here you have this set automatically that if it comes out of your mouth, it's automatically advice. It can't just be data. It can't just be statistics. It can't be, nothing can be just delivered sort of like, here's some data for you to look at. Okay. Nothing can be.
It's not data.
So I have listened to him a couple times. What I've figured out about him is that he rambles a lot. He goes on and he rambles, and he'll say a lot of nothing. And for somebody that's in their 20s, it's like, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of going to church sometimes. He reminds me when you go to church and you get this rah-rah message, and then when you leave and you left with no instructions. You left with like, okay, like that felt good and it sounded good, but what the hell did they say? Like an hour later, like, what the hell did he say? So he's saying that this stuff is not advice. Then why are you out here speaking then? Why are you out here telling people this? If this is not advice, then why are you out here talking? Like, what is it then? How do you decipher what is, when you're talking, what is advice and what isn't advice?
But what's the list for then? Yeah. If it's not advice, what's the sense of making that list? And
so all these men are trying to say that I'm a high value man, I'm becoming a high value man. What the hell is a high value man? The only thing that's boiled down to me that at the end of the day, what it looks like it is being able to make enough money and have enough status to be with a lot of women.
That's your definition of a high value man?
No, that's from everything that I've listened to. From everything that I've listened to, that's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, the women is what is driving this thing.
That everybody wants to take it out of context, which is exactly what you guys have been doing.
So what is it? Can you tell me what that tweet was if it wasn't advice?
It's not advice. What it is it's okay. It's saying that this is the most extreme way to do things. Okay, here's the quickest path to. If I told you this, look, if I said the quickest way for you to make $1 million.
You can't really explain it because it's just so asinine.
He's living out his rock star years in his 50s, and he's got some internet clout. Only thing they're doing is they're setting men up, and they're setting young men up for failure. Mm-hmm. And I would think it would be obvious nowadays how many men in the last 3, 4, 5 years have we seen lose everything because of an allegation from a woman. Mm-hmm. So you want to go out here and you want to be a playboy, but you want to become this high value man, you want to get all this money, but then you want to put it all at risk by some woman accusing you of something, and then she taking you to the cleaners and taking all your money and suing you for all your money because you was out here being a player. Doesn't have to be true. Who we got? We got Tiger. We got, look, Donald Trump was just in the news. You got Bill Cosby. You got Andrew Tate. You got, listen, the list goes on and on.
Your actor that you feel so bad for.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Majors. Look, the list goes on. Name any man that you've seen in the news.
Depp.
Who? Johnny Depp. Name any man that you've seen in the news. And the quickest way that they've lost the most amount of money is through a woman. So you want to be out here and you want to have no type of discipline with yourself, and you want to become this player, and then you want to take all this stuff that you supposedly worked for because you had so much discipline, but you didn't have discipline with that, and some woman's gonna come out here and you done built yourself over 15 years, and then let's just say 6 months of sitting in court, she's gonna take more than half your stuff.